What's up, everybody? This is your host, Henry Gallagher. Now, I know people are going to be asking, Henry, why are you the only person on this podcast? And I'm going to be saying to them, well, we had a lot of technical difficulties today, and so therefore we kind of had to have just me on for today. But honestly, I kind of really wanted that way for the first episode to be more personal. And now, before we get started with all of the topics and stuff, I kind of wanted to explain to you why I wanted to make this channel in the first place, because I feel it's important to tell my viewers why I wanted to make this channel in the first place. And it's the simple reason that I believe geek culture has kind of destroyed its reputation in the ways that it's become this toxic, evil, entitled shithole that I feel like that it's not really. And I want to make this channel so that we can represent the best sides of geek culture, the people that are passionate but yet still well-rounded overall, the people that are the people that are obsessed with this stuff, but yet not so much to the point that they want to give death threats. And I feel like the show is going to do that in a really great way, and I think the people on this channel and the show itself are going to represent that. So I hope you guys continue to watch this series, because we're going to dive into a lot of these toxic elements and the topics, and I feel like we're going to do that in a very well mannered. So anyway, we're going to get into the news right now. Stranger Things. So, Stranger Things, I'll give you my first heads up of the first two seasons. I thought that they were okay. They were good. There's very nostalgic feel to them, and the characters are great, and the actors are pretty good. So, I think it's a good show overall. I don't think it's the best, but I think it's still good. So, the Season 3 trailer came out, and I absolutely liked it. I thought it was pretty good. It showed the growing up of these kids, and I think that's going to be something that's going to really level this series up to a must watch, and I think it's going to be pretty fun. I can't wait to see what happens in it, and I hope they keep this high very well, and I can't wait to see what happens. So moving on, we're going to talk about Avengers Endgame, the trailer that came out last week. I know this is old news, but I had to talk to you about it. So I absolutely loved the trailer. It was pretty good. It had this very legacy feel to it. There was a couple of great shots at the beginning. There was a lot of shots of the President as well as the Iron Man mask. That was a pretty cool shot again. We had the Rocket Raccoon and the War Machine shot. That was pretty good. Rocket looks a lot more comics accurate, which I think is pretty badass. War Machine looks pretty cool as well. That's going to be pretty awesome. I didn't notice a lot of Thanos in this trailer, but he's probably going to be seen more in the movie, so that'll be pretty good. So yeah, the Quantum Realm suits I thought were pretty good as well. I thought they were very snazzed up and very cool. So overall, I'm looking forward to this movie. I can't wait to see it on April 26, 2019. Can't wait. And speaking of Marvel, we're going to talk about ShangChi. This is a Asian comic book hero from the Marvel Universe, and it's going to be directed by Destin Cretton, who is a favorite director of mine, and he actually directed one of my favorite films, The 12 Terms, starring Brie Larson, which I thought was pretty good. She was okay in it. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this film. It's gonna be any other Marvel film. I think it either will be a really fun movie or just just an okay one. I think Marvel's really good at taking the indie talent and the corporation talent and mixing together to make something new. So I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, speaking of another movie, we're going to be talking about Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, directed by Quentin Tarantino. I absolutely love this trailer. I think the trailer is badass. It just shows the murder that happened about a couple years ago, and it's really fun. It has a great cast. I'm really looking forward to this film. The trailer just really upped my expectations for it. Bruce Willis in the trailer, that was pretty cool. I love the voice where Brad Pitt said, "Oh, that's called manslaughter," and I thought that was golden. Brad Pitt does a great job of delivering humor, and I think Quentin Tarantino will probably knock it out of the park again with this film come late July 2019. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So now we're going to move on to James Gunn. Now, before I get started on this, I kind of have to explain what happened. So back in July of 2018, James Gunn was sort of blackmailed by this alt-right Twitter user who basically posted all these tweets James Gunn made back in 2009 to 2012. They were really terrible, really homophobic, and this got him fired from Guardians of the Galaxy by Disney. And so he went out to Warner Brothers to do Suicide Squad, and we just kind of didn't think about it much. But then couple of days ago, he got back on as director of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, so he's technically the first Marvel director to direct and both a DC film and a Marvel film, and I think this is pretty cool. Again, I don't support his tweets, but it happened. Okay, so now we're going to move on to the other news that came out this week, which is the completion of the 20th Century Fox and Disney merger. And I have a couple of mixed feelings in this. Like, on the one hand, I'm really excited for like Disney to have the X-Men and Fantastic Four, but on the other hand, this is like another big studio like being folded into a larger corporation, which I kind of have mixed feelings on. Then again, it's Disney, so they'll do an okay job with it, so they'll be fine. But it just kind of hurts inside to see another studio just like get folded into another corporate umbrella, which sucks, but you know it's gonna happen eventually. And Fox wasn't really doing all that great for a while, and you know this was gonna happen, and it sucks, but it could have been worse. If I'm being completely honest with you, I mean Universal would have done an okay job, but they probably would have done a better job as Disney because Disney's great with legacy. So overall, yeah, I'm just kind of mixed on this, and I hope it turns out for the best. So now we're going to go on to the review part of this video. I got 4 films to review this weekend, and the first one's going to be Captain Marvel. And my initial thoughts on it is that it's okay, it's good, it's a fine Marvel movie. It's not as good as the other previous films, but you know, it's kind of hard to top. So overall, it's fine. I thought some of the character building was okay. I thought Brie Larson was good in the role. Just some of the side characters I didn't really like that much, and it was kind of a mixed bag on the side characters. I thought Samuel L. Jackson was good in the film. I didn't think it was his best performance in MCU, but I still think he did a good job. The visual effects on his face were good. The Skrulls, I thought, were probably the best part of the film, in my opinion. I thought Ben Mendelsohn really kicked it out of the park. So, overall, yeah, I would give this film a 8.2 out of 10. I think it's solid. It's not as good as the others, but I hope you go out to see it, and I hope it gets a sequel. So the next film we're going to be reviewing is Us, and I think this film is great. It's directed by Jordan Peele, and I think this is probably his best work today. He's the director of Get Out, and I think this film topples that. It has a lot of great themes about family, racism, horror, dynamics, and I think it does a great job of all of that. I love the cast, I love the characters. I think the family's pretty cool, and the other family as well. They're trying to hunt them down. It's terrifying. Yeah, it's great. I think the kids were pretty cool. I liked the horror aspect, and I think this film deserves a 10 out of 10 rating. It's that good, and I hope all of you guys go out to see it because it deserves it dearly. Alright, so the next film is Triple Frontier, and this film, I thought it was okay. It has a really great cast of Ben Affleck, Oscar Isaac, Charlie Hunnam, and Pedro Pascal, and I think it's alright. It doesn't deserve the amount of cast it has, and I mean, like, the story's alright, like, it's about this heist thing, and, you know, the characters get along just fine. I just think the story overall just doesn't work as much as it thinks it does. So overall, I'd give this a 6.4 out of 10. It's not great, but it's not terrible, and I think it's worth your time, I guess. Alright, now for the final film, Velvet Buzzsaw. I thought this movie was a slog to get through. I think it has a great message to it, but I think the film overall just doesn't deliver as a movie. The main message of the film I kind of agree with. I think, like, artistic integrity and business shouldn't really mix all that well, and I think the film does a great point and case for that, but I think it just kind of like does it in a very like dull way, and it just kind of like confuses the audience, and it just makes it kind of just unbearable to watch. I thought Jake Gyllenhaal was alright in the film. I don't think he was great. I think he's a good actor, but I don't think it was his best role, and there's this like weird like thing to it that just makes it odd. So overall, I'd give it like a 5.5 out of 10. I would just avoid this film altogether, honestly. It's not worth your time. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching this first episode of Bring On the Geekdom. I know it was short, but it's not going to be that way for next week. We're going to have an hour-long podcast. We're going to have a bunch of different people on, and it's going to be a good time, and I hope you guys tune in next week for the full first real episode. Thank you, guys. Hope to see you again soon. Bye.